Lyla, I'm going to start by putting the fish right on the table, okay? Because that's what she spoke about in her speech. Remember the fish under the table, the fish on the table? What I liked about your speech was, number one, all the great stories you had. You had the story about your school. You had the story about your boss. You had the story about Toastmasters. These were all wonderful aspects of your speech that you were trying to lead up into what is your leadership style and what was your leadership style as the VPE of TGIF Christian Toastmasters Club. And I think all these stories, they kind of had something in common. They were leading somewhere. They were showing us how you evaluated your life, how you evaluated your experiences, and how you came to understanding yourself as a person. When you spoke about your boss, how he put a twinkle in your eye when you screwed up and you were going to like put millions in the wrong place on the revenue budget. And the boss said, as you said, you can leave the fish under the table, or you can put the fish on the table. Your boss put the fish on the table and he left a twinkle in your eye. And as the VP of TGIF Christian Toastmasters, your goal was always to put a twinkle in our eyes. And I assure you, you achieved that. Because every time I got a message from you, I had a twinkle in my eye. But I'm going to really put the fish on the table now and talk to you a little bit about how we can make this speech a little bit better. It is one thing you remember from my evaluation tonight, it's the word connect. Everyone say connect. Connect. I can't hear you. Connect. Connect. Right. You've got to connect the parts of your speech better, right? So when you came on the stage here, you were talking a little bit about the school and this is bad. I didn't quite know what was going on. I would have started my speech like this. Do you leave the fish under the table or do you leave the fish on the table? And all of a sudden everybody's listening because you know what we're thinking? What is she talking about? So we're all in the speech right there, right? And you start from that point on. And then you can reach out and connect with people and say, you all know it. You all been there in school in Taiwan where the teacher just criticizes you. Wrong, 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 wrong. And now you've got the whole crowd. And then you can lead into your boss's story. Because I felt that the way these different elements of the story were leading, they were going somewhere. But they weren't, what's the word? Connecting. They weren't connecting properly. So I would have found a way to link the stories together. And so, for example, from the school, you could say, and then was my first job. I had to go into that office. It was absolutely terrifying. And my boss said to me, hey, you learned your lesson. Good. He put a twinkle in my eye. And that's all I wanted to do when I was the VPE of TGIF Christian Toastmasters, was put a twinkle in your eye. So if there's one thing you remember from my evaluation tonight is find the great elements of your life that you've reflected on, that you've understood, but learn how to connect. Everyone say connect. Connect. And then you will leave me with a real twinkle in my eye. Whoa. Thank you, Joey.